Hello, and welcome to The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. This is sort of a reboot to my old series, and the reason I'm doing that is because I was a bit unhappy with the attention I had given my last series of Oblivion. I wasn't updating it, it hasn't been updated in a long time, and overall I was just sort of unsatisfied with how the series kind of progressed. When I started doing the whole Skyrim roleplay series, I put a lot more work into that roleplay series than I had to my original Skyrim series, and I think it turned out really well. And I was a bit upset with myself that I didn't do that with my Oblivion series, that I didn't take it as seriously, simply because it wasn't maybe as popular as the Skyrim series. And I really kind of was upset about that, and I wanted to do more with the Oblivion series than I had been doing, and I could have continued playing the character I had, but I figured if I wanted to make these changes feel more organic, I should have made the character more interesting from the beginning and made the series more interesting from the beginning. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing now. This is, again, Oblivion from the beginning, a new character, brand new adventures. This is going to be a role play, just like my Skyrim series. Well, not exactly like it, because there's a lot of changes in terms of mods and stuff like that. I don't really have any mods installed for like survival or role play for Oblivion. The only mods I have installed are Oscuro's Oblivion Overhaul, which I can't play without. And I think I've got unique landscapes. I think I had that the first time I did Oblivion. And I might have darker dungeons installed. I'm not totally sure. It'll be in the description though of the videos. I don't know them all off the top of my head, but the point is there's no mods for like sleeping and eating and cold weather survival and all that sort of stuff that I've got in Skyrim. It's a much more it's much closer to the vanilla game, with the exception of Oscuro's Oblivion Overhaul, which actually is a pretty substantial change. But I'm not playing with all those sort of survival mods because I find that to be very hardcore, and I would prefer to just leave that with Skyrim and make Oblivion sort of its own series, a different but also a role play. So obviously my character won't need to sleep or eat, but I will be sort of doing that in terms of role play. But I'm gonna be more, I'm gonna be less strict about it. Like maybe I won't have him eat one day and he'll just be hungry the next day or something. It won't be as life-threatening as it is in my Skyrim game. Obviously, it won't be really affecting my skills, but every now and then my character's gonna want to rest or something. It's gonna be sort of up to me, to decide when it's appropriate for him to want food or drink or rest, when he wants to go out and explore and all that sort of stuff. I drew up a little bit of a character history video, and I put it into the first episode of the Oblivion series, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. It gives you a little insight as to the kind of character that he is. His name is Navosi, and he's a scout. Another thing I'm going to be doing with Navosi is, for example, trying my best not to exploit any parts of the game. For example, Speechcraft is a good example of this. In Speechcraft, you can just go around and talk to everyone and get their disposition up as much as possible, and get your Speechcraft up really high. I'm gonna not be doing that. I'll try to limit myself to how much Speechcraft I use on a given person or on a given day. I'm not gonna have like a set number, like I can only use one round on 2 people per day or 3 people per day. It's not going to be that structured, but it will be up to my discretion, and I'll try to keep it, realistic. Like maybe he'll talk to a couple people a day, and maybe have 2-3 conversations with them, and it might fluctuate a bit, but I'll try to keep it sort of normal. Basically, I don't want it to turn into like a grind. You know what I mean? So I'll be using my discretion with Speechcraft and other skills like that that can be exploited very easily. So even though in Oblivion you've got your skills, you know that those are your major skills. Scout has several major skills, and those are the ones you level up to level up your character. I'm also going to be working on the other skills. I'm going to be sort of working them into the series as I see fit. I like what I did with my Skyrim Let's Play, where, for example, Tristan, for those of you who watch my Skyrim Let's Play, Tristan couldn't use magic, or really learn magic at least. He could use a little bit, but he couldn't really learn magic until he went and visited the College of Winterhold, and actually dedicated himself to learning more magic. And I think I'm going to do something along those lines with this character, in terms of just learning new skills and things that he's not familiar with. For example, magic. He's not familiar at all with magic. I will not be using any magic, with the exception of the... he is a Dunmer, so he'll be able to use his daily ability, if you want to call that magic. But other than that, he won't be using any magic. No healing spell, no destruction, nothing, until I sort of work that into the series. So I think that's going to be a little interesting too, to play that way rather than just, you know, playing with whatever you've got available for you. I'm trying to basically make the character feel a bit realistic, but still trying to work in all the skills and all the quest lines that I can. I know some role plays out there tend to limit what they do. Like I've seen some, and those are very good. Like where, you know, they'll make a thief, and the role play will be he's a thief, and he's not going to worry about magic, and he's not going to worry about other skills. He's just a thief. He can't use magic, and that's sort of a thing. And he's not obviously going to join the Mages Guild because he's a thief. And I've seen a lot of role plays like that, and that's fine. But for mine, I am trying to get as much out there of the game as possible, and I want my character to kind of grow in his skills. Like he'll begin as a scout, and he'll always be a scout, but his skills will broaden over time because he's on this great adventure. You know, he's not just wandering the land of Cyrodiil. He might be at first, but you know, he's going to be undertaking like the main quest and such, and he's going to need to grow as a character and broaden his skills and become well versed in other skills in order to really succeed. So I decided that to do that, he needs to try to master all the skills possible rather than just the ones that he's accustomed to. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So a little bit about Novosi. He loves wandering around and exploring. He's not particularly fond of going into caves or dungeons yet. It's something that he's going to have to get used to. He likes being out in the wilderness. So it's going to take him a little time to kind of work up the stomach to kind of go into caves and go dungeon diving and things like that. But he likes exploring the wilderness and just seeing the world. So he's going to be doing that a lot in Cyrodiil, especially at the beginning. And I think that about covers it. I'm looking at my checklist here. Yeah, I mean, I think that pretty much makes every point I wanted to make. Again, I did a little intro video for the character, so that way you guys can know a little bit more about his history, and where Novosi comes from and what he aims to do, and why he's here in Cyrodiil. So I hope you enjoy that, and I hope you enjoy the series. And for those of you that watch this video for the intro, I hope you enjoy this video.